Today, I'm going to talk about 6 stocks that are potentially a buy opportunity in this July of 2026. And also Palantir stock, huge shocking price for today. So I'll go over the price that I like them at, because not all of them are trading right now in a zone where personally I would say they buy. But then I'll be giving you price targets where I think these stocks are going over the next months from here. So if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe for more videos like this one. Now, starting with Microsoft stock in the last year has dropped by around 22%. And when we see back in October of 2025, the stock was trading at all-time highs of around 550 per share. But currently it has fallen on the way down to below 400, and as of July 10th, Microsoft is trading at around 384.36. Now the big reason is that this most boring stock of the group needs to keep doing exactly what they are doing. HSBC research projects that Microsoft will announce Q4 FY 2026 revenue growth of 16.8% year-over-year to approximately 89.3 billion, exceeding company guidance, largely driven by 39.6% increase in Azure services. Now, another analyst maintains a buy with a 12-month price target of 610, implying 58% upside. So HSBC has a target of 567, corresponding to a 29x forward non-GAAP PE ratio. So EPS is projected to increase another 15.1% year-over-year to 19.29 in fiscal 2027. So this company, according to Guru Focus, has a GF score of 96 over 100 with probability and growth both ranked 10 over 10. So this is a company that is already massive and still growing their top line numbers by well over 15%, and their AI business is growing at a blistering pace. So Microsoft is not some crazy thesis where they need to transition the business to turn the company around. They just need to keep doing what they're doing and putting up numbers that are great and going to be great long term. So looking at Microsoft, I think from 12 to 18 months from today, we could see it putting up to almost $700 per share if the stock trades at that 4x PE ratio, and that is we see it being put around 19.79 of EPS by end of 2027. So on the higher end, closer to a 35x forward PE, I could see Microsoft at around 800 per share. And we are talking about returns over the next 2 to 3 years of about 52% to maybe even 78%. So in my opinion, anything below 400 right now is very attractive for Microsoft. Now coming to Meta, which is the most misunderstood mega cap, is another one of a little boring but also a little bit more exciting than Microsoft. The stock is trading around $631 as of July, and the shares are down 6.58% year to date and 14.03% over the last year, sitting well below the August 2025 peak near 785. So the reason I say Meta is a kind of boring but also exciting is because the company again just needs to keep doing exactly what they are doing. Meta is growing their top line extremely quickly. In fact, the biggest reason that Meta trades at such a low valuation is because people just don't understand Mark Zuckerberg. If Mark Zuckerberg talked like Elon Musk about the future, we would be talking about Meta having a multi-trillion-dollar valuation, because the fundamentals of this business are extremely solid. Right now, Meta trades at a forward PE of around 19, despite 33% revenue growth, and 41% operating margin. So the biggest bear risk is the capex plan of 125 to 145 billion. So the market consensus target is around 817, which suggests potential upside of approximately 29.4% from present trading levels. Now, Wells Fargo has a target of 767 based on a 22.5x multiple on 2027 EPS estimates of $34.10. Now, if we just say Meta puts up a $35.33 in EPS for 2027, that's putting the stock currently at a forward PE ratio of around 17.9. And I think there is a high probability they hit these numbers, if not do even better. And at this point, you should easily have a forward PE ratio of 30 of this company. Now that puts the stock price at over 1,000 per share. So if we throw a 35 PE ratio on a company growing their top line numbers by 33%, you're talking about a stock price of around 1,300 per share. So that's about a 1% growth or 111% growth in stock price over the next 18 months. So I also think Meta is a buy anywhere between 600 per share. Looking at ServiceNow, which is the agentic AI bet, the stock in the past year has fallen almost 50%, and it closed at 107.71 on July 10th, and the 52-week range is $81.24 to $210.20, meaning it's down about 46.6% from its peak. So the market is approximately market cap 111 billion. So ServiceNow is a bet on two things. The first is the agentic AI really taking off, and I think it's where the market is going. Everyone is talking about agentic AI, and it appears that it's going to be a huge impact on companies and how efficient they are in the future. And the other one is the execution risk. So ServiceNow needs to become a number one player when it comes to agentic AI. If they can do so, we could be talking about a stock that's going to go absolutely crazy. And looking at the 48 analysts, we see that it is being rated a strong buy with a 12-month price target of 140.73. And Bernstein holds an outperform rating, calling ServiceNow the least expensive mid-stock large cap software stock on certain financial metrics. So if ServiceNow puts up $5.13 in EPS of 2027, about 25% bottom line growth, and it trades at a forward PE of 35x, we are talking about shares trading around 200 per share. And if they closer look to the historic average of a 40x forward PE, we are talking around over 200 per share stock price. Now, and I think now anything below 120 per share could be a buy for investors. Now coming to SOFI, which is the best run company you can find in the fintech. In Q1 2026, SOFI reported net revenue of 1.1 billion, net income of 167 million, more than double from a year ago, and adjusted EBITDA of 340 million at 31% margins, up 62% year over year. So the company added a record 1 million members roughly in the quarter, reaching 14.7 million members, up 35% year over year. So when it comes to SOFI, there are some outside risk to this company. It's more just determines whether we will see the stock up significantly. Now, the valuation debate on SOFI also centers on whether its earnings quality can support a tech platform or a traditional lender's multiple. Currently, SOFI has a forward PE of approximately 32. The market expects 2026 earnings of about $0.59 per share. If SOFI puts up 87 cents of EPS in 2027 and about 47% bottom line growth, and trades at 40x forward PE, we are talking about a stock trading around $35 per share. And I think this stock over the next year and a half could easily go between $30 and $45 per share, resulting in returns of around 66% on low end to maybe up to 200% on the high end. So now coming to ZETA Global Holdings, this company is also a potential buy in July 2026. Revenue reached $396.3 million in Q1 2026, up 49.9% from Q1 2025. Net loss improved 38.7% year-over-year to $13.2 million. So free cash flow hit $46.7 million, up 45.7% year-over-year. So ZETA has beat and raised guidance for 19 straight quarters, which is very impressive of the company. And they continue to come through and impress investors and put up great numbers each and every quarter, and they continue to grow their business. So a big portion of this is due to acquisition that they made, but this is still very impressive results because they still, without that acquisition, grew revenue by 21.9% year-over-year. So according to analysts, the average rating for ZETA stock is strong buy with a 12-month price target of 28.68, representing 33.46% upside. So major partnerships with AI, OpenAI, Snowflake, and Palantir are accelerating the shift to an infrastructure platform, with Palantir integration expected within 45 days. So in my opinion, ZETA is probably a buy. And I would really like that this stock goes below 18, and that could be a very good buy for investors. So Celsius Holdings is a stock that is down almost 30% year to date. Closed at $30.6 on July 10, 2026. And the 52-week range is 27.47 to 66.74, meaning it's down about 54% from its peak. The market cap is around $7.82 billion, and net income is $114.5 million, up 55%. So forward PE is 19.93, and according to 23 analysts, the average rating of Celsius stock is buy, with a 12-month price target of 57.76, representing 88.76% upside. So Celsius recorded Q1 2026 EPS of 41 cents, topping the consensus estimate by 12 cents. So if Celsius puts up $2.1111 of EPS in 2027, about 30% bottom line growth, and trades at a 30x forward PE, we are talking about a stock price of over $60 per share. And if it trades closer to a 40x forward PE, we are talking about almost $85 per share, or up about 150% over the next 12 to 18 months. So Celsius is still good, anywhere below $36 per share. Now coming to Palantir, which is another stock, the 7th actually. It is arguably the most controversial name in the entire market, and now the company sits at around $126 at $130, and the stock is down 36 year-over-year and sits nearly 45% beneath November 25 peak of 207. Now the company has a market cap of around $301 billion. It trades at a forward PE of about 85x and revenue growth 67.71 year-over-year. So, however, valuation is still the most straightforward argument about Palantir, which is trading at about 85x forward earnings. However, Palantir's commercial growth remains impressive on paper, with the company closing 206 deals of at least $1 million in Q1 alone, including 72 deals of at least $5 million and 47 deals of at least $10 million. And management raised full year 2026 revenue guidance to 7.65 billion to 7.662 billion, representing 71% growth. The next catalyst for Palantir will be the earnings on August around 3rd. And if growth stays above 70% and management lifts its guidance again, that's going to give the bulls more fuel. But if growth starts to drift close at 40 or 50%, the bears are going to have a much stronger argument. So according to 32 analysts polled by S&P Global, Palantir stock has a consensus rating of buy and an average 12-month price target of 183.12, implying approximately 44.43% upside from current levels. So the range of targets is wide, with the highest sitting at 255, a 101% plus, while the lowest is at 70, which is a negative 45% lower. So what are your thoughts about all these companies? Let me know in the comments, and also please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, put God first in whatever you do. See you then.